Welcome back to FM Storey. We're into our third season with Sporting. We've already played Benfica and Porto in the league and got them out of the way in the first couple of months. Now can we push on and make a good defence of our league title? We've also got the Champions League and some pretty winnable games coming up as well. So hopefully we can get on with a good start. Before we do get started, if you do enjoy the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get going. We've made it into November and things are going pretty well. We ended the last episode with a 0-0 draw away at Porto, and since then we've managed to win every game. First we were at home to Monaco in the Champions League and a pretty dominant performance. We came away with a 3-0 victory. First half was a bit tight, but in the second half we opened it up. Marita got the opening goal just before the hour. Trincao got a second just after the hour, and then he grabbed a second for himself in injury time just to make the results secure. We then went away to Portimonense in the league and got off to a pretty decent start. We were 3-0 up after 17 minutes, just sort of a fairly dominant performance. We gave up a few more chances than we would have liked, but all they were able to get was a consolation goal in injury time and a nice comfortable victory away from home. We then went away to Varzim in the Taça de Portugal and played a fully rotated outfield team. We got off to a great start with Vitor Roque opening scoring after 8 minutes. Nuno Santos added a goal before the half hour, and then Antonio Blanco grabbed a third for us just before the end, just to make it a nice secure victory. We probably weren't as clinical as we could have been. We only had 4 shots on target. I mean, we did score 3 of the 4, but we should be getting more shots on target than that. We then went away to Feyenoord in the Champions League and didn't get off to the best of starts. They were the better team early on and managed to take the lead. But luckily, Ismail Assar put in his best performance so far for us and grabbed a hat-trick to put us 3-1 in front before they grabbed another goal back. And then we added a 4th through Marcus Leonardo just to make the result secure. It was a fairly decent performance. We had lots of shots on target and restricted them pretty well, and came away with a 4-2 win away from home in the Champions League. Always good. We then went away to Vizela in the Allianz Cup, knowing that a win would see us through to top of the group and into the semi-finals. We got off to a decent start with 2 goals in the first 20 minutes. They pulled one back almost immediately after we scored the second, but we added 2 in injury time at the end of the first half just to stamp our authority on the game, and it was a pretty decent performance again and another comfortable win, and we're through to the semi-final. And then in the most recent game we went away to we were at home to Estrela Amadora, and we made hard work of it. Given that we've got a fairly big game coming up in the Champions League against Roma, we opted again to go with the rotated outfield team, and it looked like it was not going to pay off when they took the lead, but we equalised fairly quickly afterwards. Marcus Edwards added a couple of goals in 10 minutes in the second half. They pulled another goal back. Obviously we had a lot of chances and everything like that, but really when you look at the match stats, how we only won 3-2 is, I don't know, but at least it was a win and it keeps us going in the league and it keeps a good run of form going. As far as the league's concerned, we are still those 3 points behind Porto. 17 points from 8 games. We'll kind of take it. Obviously, we've already played Porto and Benfica away from home, so on paper, our 2 toughest games are already out of the way, and hopefully we can just push on now until we face Porto and Benfica again and keep hammering away at and putting the pressure on those 2 teams as well. And as far as the Champions League is concerned, we're currently sat in 4th position. We've got 2 wins, 3 games. Obviously, as we said, I think in the last episode, the last 2 games in the group are pretty tough. We've got Atletico Madrid and Man City in the last 2 games, so I think we need to take advantage of the games we've got before then. Next up, we've got Roma, who are currently sat in 22nd position. They've won 1, drawn 1, lost 1. So hopefully we can get a performance against them and just consolidate that position in the top 8. So we go into the game against Roma we've reverted back to the full strength team. Obviously they've got a pretty decent team as well. So if we can keep Tammy Abraham quiet and stop him from scoring, that'll go a long way towards getting a decent performance in this game. We've nicked the ball back. Trincao tries to find Leonardo. That looked onside. It must have been pretty close then. Oh. Menino right. Menino back to Inacio. Mansver. Trincao. Surely that's not offside again. That one's got to be onside, surely. Yes. Mansver flicks it up to the back post. Trincao nods it down. Leonardo fires home. Trincao is a real threat coming in on the fullbacks at the back post. He scored a lot of headers last season, and obviously that's a big one to win there, just to nod it down to Leonardo. Right, we've nicked the ball back. Mansver driving forward, looking for Trincao. They're breaking. Yeah. Right, Diamandé to Inacio. Menino looking for Ismail Assar. Back to Inacio. Menino. Marita. Oh, what a goal. No. I think that one is offside as well. No. Inacio into Menino. Takes a couple of touches round the corner. Marita, lovely first touch. And then fires it across Rui Patricio. Puts us 2-0 up. That was pretty close. Chris Smalling played him on. It's got to be a red card, referee. Rice with the corner. Comes back to him. Mansverk. Menino. Oh, what a finish that is. Smashes it into the top corner. Bit of a loose ball by Rice, but Mansverk recovers. Lays it off. Menino takes a touch and then arrows it into the top corner. What a goal. Really decent performance in that first half. We've not really been under any threat. They've not had a shot on target. And 3-0 up at half time against 10 men. If we throw it away from here, then I don't know what. It would be ridiculous. But we should be able to at least see it out as 3-0. Maybe push on for another couple. Right, Rice with free kick and Mansverk gives it away. But Leonardo's nicked off Pellegrini. Drives into the box. Shot deflected by the defender. Come back to Rice. And that's 4-0. Everything we hit at the moment looks like it's going to go in. Give the keeper no chance. Right. They've spread it out to the right, but he's on his own. And they've just lumped it forward and just intercepts it. Manu Silva wide to Matthias Rice. Menino has a go from long distance, but it's over the bar. And I think the game's going to peter out now. Well, they've got a free kick. Right, Nuno Santos. Are we going to break? Finds Thiago Tomas. And the keeper turns it behind. And that's probably the last action of the game. That's it. Full time. 4-0 win. Pretty decent performance. Obviously, it helped being against 10 men for the whole of the second half. But we never really looked under much threat before that. And after 4 games in the Champions League, we're unbeaten and have got 10 points. Don't think we could have imagined being in such a good position at this stage. We've made it to the end of November and we've continued on our winning run since the game against Roma. Immediately following the game against Roma, we went away to BWIN in the league. And in the first half, it looked like we were suffering a bit of a hangover from that game against Roma. We were really struggling. But in the second half, we brought Thiago Thomas on for Ismail Assar, moved Marcus Leonardo out wide left, and it paid dividends because Leonardo picked up a goal, Thiago Thomas picked up a goal as well. And in the end, it was a fairly comfortable victory, but it did take us a bit of time to get going. We returned from the international break with a trip away to Nacional de Madeira in the attack to Portugal, and it was a pretty comfortable victory. We got off to a decent start with 2 goals from Morita in the first 34 minutes, and then Vitor Roque added a goal in the second half, and Thiago Thomas added a goal late on. They got a consolation goal, but we were never really kind of under any threat, and a comfortable victory which saw us through to the next round, where we've been drawn against Braga. And then in the most recent league game, we were at home to Basel in the Champions League, and we ran out comfortable 4-0 victors. Got off to a great start with 2 early goals from Inacio and Thiago Thomas. Manswerk added a 1 just before half time, and then Marcus Leonardo picked up a late goal as well. Fairly comfortable, lots of chances, lots of shots, and we kept them pretty quiet as well. And that's us with 13 points from 5 games in the Champions League phase, so we're in a pretty decent position, and hopefully we can continue that on and finish in that top 8 and get the bye. As far as the league's concerned, we're now top on goal difference from Porto. Porto lost their last game. Obviously, we drew 0-0 with them, so there's no head-to-head decider between the two of us, so it goes to being on goal difference. But obviously, we've got 20 points. Porto have got 20 points. Benfica have got 19 points, so I think it's probably going to be pretty close down to the end of the season. Hopefully, the fact that we've played the away games against Porto and Benfica will work in our favour. But as long as we continue this great run of form we've been on, hopefully we can build a bit of a lead on them as well. And as far as the Champions League is concerned, we're top in that as well. We're one of only 3 teams that are undefeated. The other 2 teams that are undefeated have both drawn 3 games. So obviously we've managed to pick up 4 wins and a draw. It stands us in a pretty good position, and we are only 3 points clear of the teams that are outside the top 8. So what we're probably going to need to do is in the next game pick up a victory in that as well, before we go into the games against Atletico and Man City to finish the league phase of the Champions League off. We're ending the month of November with a home game against Braga. They beat us at home last season in the run into the title. So hopefully we can do better than that this time out and continue this really good run of form that we've been on. All that pressure, all those chances we've had, and basically their first attack in the score. Puts inside, hits past Manswerk, fires it across. I mean, I think that's slightly harsh to call that one an own goal, since he was practically in the net when he headed it. This is going to be one of those games, isn't it? Manswerk, Diamandi. Morita looking for Trincao. He's won it back. And Thiago Thomas has poked it home. That's us back on level terms. It had all the hallmarks of one of those games where we create loads and loads of chances and just don't score. But thankfully, we're back on level terms. Poor pass by Morita, but the defence was really dodgy. Trincao nicks it back, and Thomas gets there in front of centre half. Alright, we need to be better in the second half. Not good. Stop them breaking. Trincao wins the backs and just Diamante to Inacio, Menino, Rice. into Thiago Thomas. That's us in front. I think when you look at the match stats, you have to say we do deserve to be in front. Just finally started taking some of these chances. Rice drives forward, pulls it across. Thomas on the chest, and his volley's deflected past the keeper. Thomas to Leonardo, looking for Thomas again, but he's lost out. Leonardo's nicked back on Manquillo, drives towards the byline. Back to Trincao, and that's 3-1. It took a little while for us to start taking these chances, and then once we finally did, has started taking them, they're all going in. Got to the byline, turned, pulled it back. Trincao, first time, in off the base of the post. And we're looking pretty comfortable now. We've brought some fresh legs on to see the game out. Moreira, back to Inacio, across to Coates. Into Trincao, looking for Marcus Leonardo, nods down. Thiago Thomas scores. Potentially offside. But it's been given, and that's Thiago Thomas's hat trick. Scored 3 in the right end and 1 in the wrong end. Trincao picks up Leonardo, nods it down, and then Thiago Thomas just lashes it past the keeper. Yuri with the free kick. Oh, he's hit the bar. Leonardo loses out on the edge of the box. All in all, pretty comfortable victory. We should have taken more chances early on, but once we did start taking the chances, they had no answer to that. And a lovely, comfortable victory. And that's the end of this episode. We're in a pretty decent position. We're level on points with Porto, who've just beaten Benfica. We're still ahead of them on goal difference, so we're still top of the table. We're doing really well in the Champions League. Hopefully, next episode we can continue on with that and qualify without. Hopefully, in the next episode we can continue that run of league form on. Hopefully, we can make sure to solidify that place in the top 8 and get the bye into the knockout round. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.